this video I'm going to talk about a wonderful book, Attached. And this book is about relationships. So if you're curious, please keep watching. Hi my darlings, welcome to Be Strong and Love Yourself, a channel for very strong people. I'm Dasha Bisali and I created this channel to share some information that I find useful for happiness. And I hope this information will help you. I'm not a scientist, I'm not a therapist, not a doctor. I'm just someone who wants to have a better life. And that's it. Today I'm going to talk about this amazing book, but in the beginning I want to say that I have a lot going on right now and I'm constantly busy. I don't have time for anything. That's why today I don't have my regular setup and my light is not extremely good and you can see all of my wrinkles or all of my flaws, but I'm almost 41 years old. It is what it is. I'm not perfect. And I'm just tired of pretending that I am. So this is just the way you will see me going forward. And I just don't have time for all this perfection and setup. And today, as I said, I will talk about the book. And first I will share with you what I learned from it, what is this book about, and then I will share with you how this book helped me in particular, and why do I think that it is so wonderful and amazing. So the book was written by Amir Levine and Rachel Heller. I'm not very good at describing information about the authors. And to be honest, I'm not extremely good in book reviews in general. So I apologize for that, but I will speak from my heart. And I hope it will balance out my inability to talk properly. In this book, the authors talk about relationships and they bring a lot of examples of different people, and also they have a lot of scientific studies behind their book, and the studies that were conducted not only by them but other scientists. So it's not just one person experience, it's a lot of scientific information based on studies, as I said. That's why I like this book so much, because for me, the language that scientists use is kind of calming. And when I read something about studies, it helps me to trust more the book. But it's just me, the way my brain works. And in this book, they talk about relationships and how relationships can depend on your attachment style. And there are 3 attachment styles, and they were discovered with the babies. But adults, they have these styles as well. And one style is secure relationship, then avoidant, and anxious. I'm anxious, by the way. And with secure attachment style, you usually have great relationship with your partner. And even if you have problems, you know how to solve them. So this is something that we all can benefit from. And we can look at people who have this secure attachment style and we can learn from them. The avoidant style is when the person doesn't want to be in relationships, and if his partner, her partner becomes too close, the person pushes away the partner and wants to get out of relationships. And usually this type of people, they have some ideas like, oh, all women want me to marry them. This is all they want. They like to generalize things, or they can have their phantom ex in their head, and they always compare everyone to this phantom ex, like, oh, my ex was better in this or in that. And sometimes they look just for the perfect one. Oh yeah, I dated this woman, she was fine, but she wasn't perfect, that's why I broke up with her. And this type of people, it's very hard to build relationships with them. And the anxious attachment style is when the person becomes too obsessed about relationships, and They always want to be with their partner, and they think about relationships so much that they're so consumed with these thoughts that they lose their energy and don't have time for anything else. And if this type of people start dating avoidant type, oh boy, it's a bad situation. And the avoidant type will push away this anxious person. Anxious person would try to get even closer, and they just have different needs. They cannot understand each other, and it's very hard to build great relationships. It's not impossible, but it is hard. So it's very important to understand this type of things. And in the book, you can find a lot of description of each style, and you can help yourself to understand what type of style do you have. And there are a lot of questions that you can answer. You can read different examples of thoughts that different styles have, and you can identify yours. And as well, you can kind of answer some questions on behalf of your partner or someone you just like and want to be in relationships in future, and you can identify their attachment style, and this will help you probably avoid some problems or can help you to build better relationships with your partner and to understand your partner better. And also in this book, they share effective communication tips on how you can share your thoughts, your emotions, and feelings with your partner effectively without too much, without being offensive or defensive. And this is what usually happens in secure attachment styles. People, if somebody says something like, "Oh, you were, you made me upset because of this and that," the person doesn't become defensive all of a sudden. The person tries to understand the partner. And what I really like about this book that they say that it is all absolutely normal to have a desire to have good relationships and to rely on each other. And sometimes people say, "Oh, this woman wants her partner to help her. She is too needy. She wants to be with him." No, she's not. They explain that biologically we depend on our partner, and it's absolutely normal. I don't want to quote right now, but you can read in this book how people, when they dating, how they connected to each other, and they even affect each other's health, for example. It's just a biological reality. And when you expect your partner to be there for you, it's absolutely normal. It doesn't mean that you are needy. And when people help each other and care about each other, they can use their potential in full. They become more efficient. And that's very important idea that I learned from this book, that it's really great if you find someone who cares about your feelings. And it's probably one of the most important thing when you are looking for a partner. Look for someone who cares about your feelings, and of course someone you care about. You don't want to be with someone you doesn't really care what happens with the person. You don't have any feelings towards the person. And at the same time, you don't want to end up with someone who, when you are upset, when you are stressed, when you have some concerns, who doesn't want to listen to it, who is avoidant, and who doesn't want to understand you. And the other thing that I absolutely loved about this book is that this book is not judgmental. I love the quote that says, "If the truth said, sorry, the truth said without love is not the real truth." And let me repeat it. The truth said without love is not the real truth. And this book has so much love in it and so much compassion. That's why you believe it. You believe people who wrote it. You kind of can feel that they know what they are talking about and they don't judge you. They want to help you. And that's why this book helped me so much. Now I will explain also that it helped me to look at my past differently. They say that you cannot change your past. I disagree with that. I think that when you get new information in your brain, you process your past differently, you perceive it differently. And so when you get new information, you actually change your past. And this is what happened to me. And I had a lot of issues with myself. I had a lot of bad thoughts, mean thoughts about myself, that whatever I had, difficulties I had in relationships were because of me. And I had a lot of thoughts like, is there something wrong with me? Will ever someone love me? And can I be loved? And this book helped me to understand that yes, I can be loved, and there is nothing wrong about me. I'm absolutely normal person. Yes, I have anxious attachment style, but it is very normal. People have it, and there are certain things that I can work on, but in general, there is nothing wrong about it. So my um, channel, Be Strong and Love Yourself, and this Love Yourself part in this book is this book helps a lot with the part of loving yourself. And no matter who you are, it can help you to understand yourself and love yourself. So this book helped me to look at my past differently and to have less worries. And now I don't have all these negative thoughts, and I freed myself from a lot of worries, and I can do other things rather than thinking about some negative stuff. So absolutely love this book, and I highly recommend everyone to read it. And I think that this probably was the most helpful book that I ever read. Probably because relationships in general was my biggest issue in life. I don't really have any problems. I have wonderful family, wonderful friends. I love my job. I have more or less everything I need in life. And the only problem that I always had was relationships, romantic relationships. And this book is targeted um, on relationships, and it is written for people like me. And when I read some information in this book, I could see myself. So it was really great for me personally. And if you ever had any problems in your life related to relationships, and or if you just want to know more about relationships, how you can communicate with your partner, I highly recommend to read this book. And I'm extremely thankful that I found out about it from Huberman Lab podcast. And I'm extremely thankful that the authors of this book, Amir and Rachel, they wrote it and they spent so much time on collecting information, and that they put so much compassion and love in their book. And to sum up, I just want to recommend you to read this book, and also to, when you're looking for the partner, it should be something that is based on caring about each other. And also, don't blame yourself if something didn't work out. People are different, and you probably were just try to build relationship with the person with the attachment style that is not suitable for you. And it's okay. There are a lot of people out there, and you can always meet someone special and have great relationships. I'm wishing you a lot of love, and I wish everyone to find this partner who will take care of you, will help you, and will care about your feelings. And also, you will care about your partner as well. So, I'm sending you a lot of love and positivity, and be strong and love yourself. Love wins always.